turn in your small book to page 49. Go ahead and pause the video until you get to page 49. All right, on page 49, number 1 shows you a model that's representative of 2/8, and I'm adding 3/4. I need to know the sum. The first question I ask is, can 4 go into 8? And the answer is yes. And so that means my 2/8 is going to stay the same. And I'm going to change and manipulate 3/4 to have the same denominator, 8. 4 times 2 gives me 8. And whatever I do to the bottom, I have to do to the top. So 3 times 2 is 6. 2 plus 6 gives me 8. And my 8 stays the same. And I have 8 over 8. Now I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet because 8 over 8 actually is the same as 1 whole. And you know that also by looking at, let's look at this picture. I'm going to take these two and I'm going to move them over here, creating 1 whole. What I need you to do now is you are going to do the back. Okay, you're going to do page 50. If you look at number 5, again, instead of model, I want you to write solve. And number 6, instead of model, again, you're going to write solve because that's what you're going to do. You're going to solve it, write the equation, and then your solution statement. I'm going to have you pause the video, and when you after you pause the video, I'm going to have you work on this. Now, you're going to work on this until your teacher's timer goes off, and then we're going to go through it together as a class. So go ahead and pause the video and work on this. You can work on it with a partner. You can work on it independently. You can work on it with the teacher, whatever you need to do, but you are going to work on it. I'd rather you right now work on it probably with partners, and then we're going to go through it together. So go ahead and pause the video. All right, friends, I am back, and we are moving on to solving these problems. Okay, the first problem we have is we are going to figure out the combined distance that Ursa bikes and runs each day. Okay, so I know that she bikes 3/6, okay, of a mile, and I know that she runs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12ths of a mile every day. Okay. My first question is, can 6 go into 12? And your answer is yes. 6 can go into 12. So my 4/12 is going to just stay alone, and my 3/6 is going to change. 6 times 2 gives me 12, so I'm going to multiply this whole thing by 2. So now, 3 times 2, I have 6 over 12, and I'm adding 4 over 12, and that's going to give me 10 over 12. But I am not done, okay? Because I know that if I look at my factors, I know that I could divide this whole thing, divide it by 2, and get an answer. 10 divided by 2 is going to give me 5. 12 divided by 2 gives me 6. And that is my simplified answer. Okay. The next one is, again, I want to know what fraction of Beck's cake was eaten in all. So during the party, they ate 1/4 of the cake. After the party, they ate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/8 of the cake. Again, my first question is, can 4 go into 8? My answer is yes, so I'm going to manipulate this number, keep this one the same. If I multiply 4 by 2, I get 8. So 1 times 2 is 2, and I have 2 8s, and I'm going to add 5 8s, and that gives me 7 8s, and I cannot change that any lower. I cannot reduce it any lower than it already is. Looking at number 4, I have 9 over 24. And I'm going to add 1/3. My first question I ask is, can 3 go into 24? My answer is yes. So I'm going to manipulate that fraction, leaving my 9 over 24 alone. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24. 8 times. So 8 times 1 is 8. 8 times 3 is 24. If I add 9 plus 8 together, I'm going to get 17 over 24. My factors of 17 are literally 1 and 17. It is a prime number, which means that this is the lowest that it's going to go. Let's look at these word problems. Jimmy walked 1/4 of a mile from his house to his friend's house. Okay? And then he walked another 3/8 of a mile to the park. What distance did he walk from his house to the park? So I'm starting off with that 1/4 of a mile. I'm adding 3/8 of a mile. And I want to figure out what I get. So that's my equation. 1/4 plus 3/8 gives me something. First question you ask, does 4 go into 8? The answer is yes. So my 3/8 stays the same, and I manipulate my 1/4. 4 goes into 8 2 times. So I'm going to multiply that by 2. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 8s plus 3 8s. That's going to give me 5 8s. So my sentence is, he walked 5/8 of a mile. Looking at number 6, Andrew read his book for 2/5 of an hour. And he practiced piano for 2/3 of an hour. How long did he spend on both activities? So I'm going to add those together. So that's my equation. 2/5 plus 2/3. Oh, 3 can't go into 5. That's my first question. The answer is no. So here's when we do our trick. 5 times 3. 5 times 3 is going to give me 15. So that whatever I'm adding has 15 as my denominator and my answer. Okay? So 5 times 3. Whatever I do to the bottom, I must do to the top. So 2 times 3 is 6. 3 times 5. Whatever I do to the bottom, I must do to the top. So 2 times 5 gives me 10. 6 plus 10 is 16 over 15. Oh! Miss Rubino, that can't work. And you're right. We cannot have 16 over 15. However, watch. Because I'm going to write it right here. 16 over 15. Remember what we can do, boys and girls? I can regroup. I can manipulate. I can mess around with my fraction because even though it looks different, it's still the same. Watch. I'm going to take away 15 over 15 because that's really going to give me 1 whole. I'm regrouping to that 1 whole. Now I have 1 left because 16 minus 15 is 1. 15 is my denominator. So he practiced for 1 hour and 1 over 15th of an hour. So that's what you're going to write. He spent 1 and 1/15 of an hour on both. There you go. All right, boys and girls. How did we do? What I'm going to say now is you have any extra time, you need to work on those IXL codes on the board because those are going to help you coming up with addition, subtraction, and fractions, especially on our upcoming test. All right, I'll see you guys later.